Now we're moving on to episode 8 for real. That was just me trying to figure something out, and it's not gonna be easy, so I'm gonna just keep going the way I've been going, but I'm gonna close this door. Because I keep hearing people come and go outside, and it's a little distracting. So, okay, hello and welcome to episode 8. I'm going to keep trying a few more things to figure out if I can make some rhyming pairs in this poem thing that I'm working on. So let me start things back up with Jupyter Notebook and see where I am. I did, between the two videos, I looked at a couple ideas I might be able to try, but I honestly, I'm still just figuring this out as I go, so I haven't really made any major breakthroughs. I'm just going to kind of keep plugging through it. Hopefully that plugging through is interesting enough that, you know, if you're learning this or trying your own thing, let me start my timer, then this is still useful for you to see. But I don't know, if I get this all figured out, I might just do a short kind of quick video that takes you through the final product just to kind of show what it is. But it doesn't exist yet, so I'm working on this still kind of piece by piece. Eventually, I'm trying to get these two tokens, 1 and 2, to rhyme with each other. And this one should be a place name, and this one should be a food of some sort. And I've got right now the ability to make a list of fruits and a list of cities. And I can do that with these functions that I created down here, which are parallel to the ones above. I did this awkward thing where I'm making keepers is here, and I'm getting foods is. So I feel like, you know, Gollum, the way he talks. So that's a little weird, but that's it helps remind me that this is not just a list of foods, but a list of plural foods that I'm getting here. And looking through this, I'm really going to be surprised if I get a lot of rhyme pairs. I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to make this a much longer list or a much longer pair of lists in order to find any productive rhymes among all of these. So let's find out what we can do here. So I'm going to be using the pronouncing library, of course, so let me kind of get things imported here. And I haven't actually changed the way the template is constructed. It's still using those singular kind of pull one at a time things. So I'm kind of putting that whole section on pause up near the top, and then we're going to be working down here on this cell here where I'm running these things. I wonder, by the way, if I can make this bigger, if I can hide the... Oh yeah, that's a little better. Can I hide everything? Okay, well, I'll just leave it like that. That just gives me more, real estate to work with here. So, yeah, I'm getting foods, I'm getting things. So really what I need to do is I want to make a new function called getPair, and I want to get a pair of things. And later I could probably create some parameters to choose different kinds of pairs, but for now it's just a single kind that I need. So I'll make a note to myself here. Get a pair of 1 place plus 1 food that rhyme. That's my goal. And I think I'm going to need to return these as a tuple just to make it, to make sure that I've got something. And then I can use that in my print formatter back in the poem. So let's see what we got. So I've got 2 things. So I'm going to get food. I'll call it foods just to keep it consistent. So that's going to be created by the getFoods function. And then the places, I'll just call it places, because like I said, I'm probably going to be needing to make these lists longer. So I'm going to make these more generic names for now. Even though it's only getting fruits and cities, I'm going to need to expand those other kinds of places pretty soon, I'm pretty sure. So let's keep going with this, though. GetCities was my function for getting that list. And what I need to do is kind of a 2-layer set of comparisons, which will seem like a lot. It shouldn't be a problem. I'm not going to be running into the hundreds of thousands of comparisons here, I don't think. What I'm going to do, I guess you'd call this a 2-dimensional set of comparisons. So I'm going to be comparing every item in this list to every item in this list eventually, and we'll see. But first I need to make a place to keep my pairs when I find them, and I'll just call it pairs, and then we'll see. Let's see what we get. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and call this getPairs to kind of keep myself consistent. So this is going to be giving me a set of pairs that I can choose from. So something just fell down. Okay, so for F, I'll call F in foods. This is going to let me work through each of the items in foods, and then for P in places. So now I've got 2 layers of this for loop, and so at this point I've got both F and P as an item in F and an item in the food list and and every item in the places. And I'm going to be comparing these two. I just need to do this one directional because rhymes are symmetrical. If the food rhymes with the pair, if the food rhymes with the place rhymes with the food. So I don't need to do this twice. So I just need to do this check like I did previously. If F in pronouncing dot rhymes P, because P is my place name. So this is the food and then this is the place. If that works, then that means I've got something and I'm going to keep it. If this doesn't work, then I don't need to do anything. I just move on to the next one. And so we're about to find out if this is going to find any matches. And it may not. So let's see. So this is going to be, if it worked, you know what, I'm not going to bother testing it. I'm not going to bother saving it and reporting it out yet. I'm just going to test this. I'm going to say, found something, and then I'm going to say print F and then P together, and hopefully those will rhyme. I don't know. So we'll see. We've got so now I created this function, and now I'm going to run it by naming it here. Let's see what I get. Get food. This is not defined. Did I not run this one yet? Okay. So let me run that cell. Run that one again just to be sure, and then now I'll try get pairs. And it looks like it didn't find anything. So this is a little awkward, but what this means is, like, as I suspected, there aren't any things that. So this could mean a couple things. This could mean that there's some error in my code here and that I'm not actually testing what I think I'm testing. Or it could mean that there just aren't any matching pairs that rhyme in these two lists. The first thing is easier to check for, so I'm going to start with that, and then I'll see if I need to expand my lists. So first of all, just to make sure that I have what I think I have in these two lists, I'm going to just print foods. Okay, I do. I'll print places. Okay, so I have those. Foods and places are there, so that's okay. If I want to be really thorough here, I'm going to so this is going to spit out a ton of output, but I'm going to just go ahead and ask it to tell me what it's comparing before it compares them. I'll just say like pairing. I don't know if I can write it like that or not. Yeah, okay, so you see it's going on and on and on and on, but it is doing what I expected and returning what I feared, which is that there are no matches among these lists. So we need to go back to our get foodses and get cities functions and make these into much longer lists. And so we can do that by going back to Corpora and seeing what's available. So we've got a lot of different options we can try. If I can I could pull it up and then take a look. So in terms of foods, there are, of course, fruits, but there's quite a bit of other things. Curds? How many different kinds of curds are there? Like cheese curds? What? Okay, well, and other fermented dairy products, but still. How is it possible that there are that many curds? Okay, well, that might be useful. We've got pizza toppings. We've got sandwiches. Sandwiches is organized a little bit differently, but would certainly be possible to work with. Sausages, there we go. Okay, so let's start adding these in here. So I'm going to go back to my get foods, or get foods' function, and see where to add this in. So this is where I'm getting that list, PyCorpora.foods.fruits. So I'm going to make a new list of foods. I'm going to call this big food list because I'm just going to chunk together a bunch of different ones of these lists. So I'm going to say that it's going to be, okay, take this out of here. I'm going to end up using this again as the thing that I work through in the the checking here, but let's see. So we've got on this here the fruits list. I can get the sausages as well, which is a similar looking structure like, there's a spider. Okay. PyCorpora.foods.sausages, I think. Yep, sausages, bracket sausages. I think I can make these separate lines too. Let's just try it and see if that. Sometimes Python's okay with this, sometimes it's not. Let's just see how it feels. No, it doesn't like that. So I'm worried about making these lines super long. What if is it like that? No. Yeah, Python cares a lot about line breaks and indentation, so I'm not sure if there's another way to do this, but oh, there's my timer. Let me finish just at least making this big list longer, and then we'll go from there. Maybe if I just make this a list of lists, and then, that's ugly. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep making super long lines. Can I? I don't know if I need to wrap. We'll find out if it wraps or not. So we've got fruits and sausages. What else? Vegetables. That makes sense. It's just foods. Vegetables. Yeah, see, I was moving the cell over to the right. That's what I was trying to avoid. I'll figure out how to make this look tidier. Keep an eye on that spider. It looks like your basic wolf spider. I'm not super worried about it, but it's kind of surprising. There's not any food in here, so I don't know what it's eating. Or, I mean, what the bugs that it eats would be eating. Vegetables, I guess. Okay, so this will be good. I'm going to add a bunch more of these, I think, but these are, I just want to kind of test my flow here. So I've got a big food list now that is comprised of these 3 lists, and you can't see them all. And to combine lists, you just use the plus sign, so that this list now contains all of these lists as a single flat list. Or that's what it should do anyway. So if I define that, I run that, let me check and see what I get on my get foods' function now. So that's not much longer. I don't see any sausages. So, it could be, I think maybe what's happening is since my list here only checks for, to fit my format, I need things to be 2 syllables. There probably aren't a lot of sausages that are only 2 syllables. That's why this list is so short. So it looks like the fruits end at raisins, and then, there's haggis, knips. So these are the only sausages I get, I think, right here. Okay, so I'll keep looking for some more lists and see if I can make this longer, and that'll be the next video. All right, thanks for watching this one. That's the end of this one.